Hello everyone, Educator here, and welcome back to my Newcomer's Guide to Dark Souls Remastered. This is part 21. So in the last episode, we ended up finishing up the Duke's archives, and we killed the Duke himself, the Ceaseless. And now we're about to head out from here and kind of prep for the next area, which is going to be the Demon Ruins. Before we do that though, let's go ahead and warp back over to Firelink Shrine. So we're going to go buy a few things. I'm also going to end up talking to our friend here, Siglead. Again, she's the daughter of Sigmire. Talk to her and that will progress their story. Again, you always want to talk to NPCs until they repeat themselves. Next, I'm going to go ahead and head up to the female undead merchant because we're going to buy some items. And in this case, what we're going to get is, I'm basically going to buy some more large arrows, and I'm also going to go ahead and buy some more poison arrows. Because there's going to be an enemy in the Undead Ruins who is kind of a pain to deal with our build, without dealing poison damage to him. Still have not given me a humanity. Erg. Let's see. Go with that, that's my usual. Alrighty, so, of the things that she has, I'm going to go ahead and grab another couple charcoal pine resins. Don't need it for the next couple of bosses, but I always like to try to keep about 3 of these on me at a time. And then I'm going to go ahead and buy, let's see, I have 75 poison arrows. I'm going to buy another 75. And then I'm going to go ahead and buy another 100 large arrows. So we're probably going to end up finally making it through our standard arrows at this point, and then we'll be switching off to the large arrows at that point. So that's what we're going to buy from her. Next, what we're going to go do is I'm going to dump some items at the bonfire, and then I'm actually going to go get an item that we forgot to get at the conclusion of the Four Kings boss. Namely, I forgot to have us go get Beatrice's. That's the NPC that normally helps you with the Four Kings. And in fact, I did not summon her for our battle, and I recommended that you not either, because it makes the Four Kings boss harder. Gives him more health. So I'm going to go ahead and dump a bunch of stuff into the bonfire. We'll talk about the items that we're going to be using at this point. I'm not going to be playing any multiplayer until I get to near the end of the game. So I'm going to dump all of that stuff in here. Let's see, I'm not going to become an egghead. I like to conserve the divine blessings for when I actually want them. No need for throwing knives, no need for dung pie, no need for Lloyd's talismans. Not going to use the prism stones for a while. I'm going to dump all of the soul items, the ones that we can trade in here. And then we don't have Frampt at this point. He's the other serpent, so we're not going to be able to sell him the coins. We'll do that in a follow-up playthrough, and I'm not going to use the dried finger. For my gear, I'm going to put most everything in storage. We are going to go ahead and grab the Drake Sword, by the way, because in either the end of this episode or the beginning of the next episode, we're going to end up opening the pathway to Solaire. And if you don't have 30 humanity to spend, or you don't want to spend 30 humanity, I'm going to show you an alternative way to do it with the Drake Sword. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and dump everything else into storage, though. I'm going to keep the Dark Hand. We can use that to steal humanity from enemies. And then the shields I like to have out are going to be the Dragon Crest shield, especially since we're going to be going into a fiery area. And then I always like to have the Grass Crest shield as well. And I think that's going to be it for that. I'm not going to be using any more of the feather arrows. I'm not going to be using any more of the wooden arrows. I'm not going to be using any Dragon Slayer arrows because we're not using a Dragon Slayer bow. And then bolts, of course. We'll dump those. None of the gear are we going to equip other than Ornstein's gear. The other reason, by the way, why I'm doing this is because we do need the fire ring from earlier, but I ended up dumping it into storage previously, so I am going to be getting that out of the inventory. And I'll keep the Symbol of Avarice because I can equip that in order to increase my chances of good drops if I am interested in that. Let's see, we'll put away the Tiny Being's ring. We're not going to be using Havel's gear anymore. Don't need the Curse Bite ring or the Blood Bite ring. Don't need the Red Tearstone ring. I'll keep the Rings of Sacrifice. Don't need any of the magic rings. Don't use thrust weapons. I'll keep the Wolf ring, Hawk ring, and Hornet ring. I'll keep the Darkwood grain ring. We'll put up the Covenant of Artorias and the Cat Covenant ring. And I think that's going to do it. Alright, so, as I said before, we ended up forgetting an item in the Valley of the Drakes that we're going to go get real quick, which is basically the gear that Beatrice leaves behind. She is the NPC that normally you can summon in for both the Moonlight Butterfly boss fight, and then she'll also be summonable for the fight against the Four Kings. Now, once you kill the Four Kings, by the way, this gear will be in this particular location that we're going to. After this, by the way, we're going to head to the Duke's Archives because I want to talk about a quest that you may be on, depending on if you are a magic user or not. Has to do with Logan and Griggs, so we'll talk about that as we head that way. So this is Beatrice's gear. And we're going to head back up. Okay, so we're going to head over to Griggs real quick. So, this is Griggs. At this phase of the game, he is basically planning to go look for his master, which is Logan. Logan has obviously left. We ended up rescuing him from the bottom of the Duke's Archives. After we rescued him, he wanted to stay in the Duke's Archives in order to do research. So, we're actually going to warp to him now. So use the Duke's Archives bonfire. We're going to head in here, make a left. And you'll find Logan over here. So he'll talk about Seath's immortality. If you have not yet defeated Seath, you can talk to him and he'll tell you a little bit about the way to beat him. Otherwise, though, he sells quite a bit of sorcery items, and his story will actually not progress, and neither will what's his name's Griggs' story progress either until you buy all of his gear. So once you buy all of the items that are here, the last time you talk to him, you'll basically want to go to the bonfire, rest, come back, and he will have forgotten who you are. He will have begun going mad. And whenever you go to the bonfire again and come talk to him again, he will actually disappear. So once he disappears, that is when both Griggs as well as Logan will end up in their final locations. So you'll find Logan actually in the place that we're about to go, which is the first location that you fought Seek the Scaleless. So he'll be there and you'll have to kill him because he will have become hollow. And then Griggs will actually end up in Sen's Fortress. You might go back to one of my previous videos where we got the Black Sorcerer gear. He will actually be in the same room as the Black Sorcerer gear was, and you can steal 3 humanity from him, but he will also have gone hollow. So that's basically how you wrap up their quest. Otherwise, we are going to go ahead and go to the place where we would normally find Logan, because there are a couple of items there that we can get. So I'm going to go ahead and head this way and kill a few enemies on the way to make the path here and back easier. So pull this, and that will get the elevator to come back up, or come back down, sorry. I think it's up, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, so then we're going to go ahead and pull this. This is going to take us back up to where we first fought Seek the Scaleless. And fight is a strong word, of course, because, again, he was guaranteed to kill us, so... So Fog Door is gone. Again, this is where you'll find Logan if you've progressed his quest. And you have to buy all of his gear from him in order to progress his quest at this point. Then we're going to go ahead and head up here. And make a right for a soul item. So we got the next size up Magic Ember. You can now level up magic gear to +10. And now we're going to head for the Demon Ruins. So we're going to take the Daughter of Chaos Bonfire. This is also where we're finally going to cash in the 30 humanity that I've been talking about most of this game. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and warp to Daughter of Chaos. Okay, so before we talk to her, we're going to have to become a member again of the Chaos Servants. And then once we're a member of the Chaos Servants, we can talk to her and give her 30 humanity. So I'm going to go ahead and use enough humanity to give me 30 humanity, but I also want to keep 10 humanity for basically increasing my drop rate. And then I'm also going to give myself 1 humanity because I'm going to become a human here in a little bit in order to deal with an invasion. So I'm going to go ahead and use... Let's see, 20. That should be 27 humanity. So I'm going to go ahead and give her 30 of them. And that will progress her quest as well as complete the Covenant by giving you the last of the items that she will give you. So you get the Pyromancy Chaos Storm. You'll also know that you've done it by looking at your Covenant, and we are currently at Chaos Servant +2. Now, this has a secondary effect that you need to know about. Doing this will open up the shortcut that leads to where Solaire normally gets infected by, or goes mad, I guess, technically, by a sunlight maggot. A lot of people, by the way, think that this is the shortcut. This is not the shortcut. We'll find the shortcut once we pass through the fog door right in front of, not the Ceaseless Discharge, but the boss after that. So once we do that, then we'll get to find the door. And this will actually activate the door so that we can open it. Now, there's a caveat. If you kill her or if you leave the Covenant before that, the door itself will lock again. So you have to get to the door and then activate the door before you either kill her to get her Firekeeper's soul, which is something we're going to do later, or before you leave the Covenant. So be aware of that. So we're going to go ahead and head that way now. So out here, head right. So you got a bunch of these egghead guys. I would not recommend fighting them unless you're trying to get infected. Remember, if you get grabbed by them, you can be infected, and that will give you an egghead. And that will actually have that guy Inigi. He'll sell you basically some more pyromancies if you want to go that route. But what we're about to do, we're about to go ahead and face the next boss battle. So just pass all these guys up. Head down and make your way towards that fog door. So this boss, by the way, is the Ceaseless Discharge. And we are going to kill him the cheese way. But he can basically breathe fire. He has a few other attacks too, but if you do the cheese way, it's so much simpler. So we'll walk through the fog door. You can go the right direction, or you can just go straight in this case. Doesn't really matter which. When I'm coming back, I like to take the cut into there. So you can attack the boss now in order to initiate the fight, but we're going to go ahead and do it the typical way. Okay, so what I'm going to do real quick is we're going to switch out our gear. I'm going to put on the flame ring. Oh, shoot. I guess I didn't actually get the flame ring. I still left it in my equipment. Well, if you have the flame ring, go ahead and equip it. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and equip at least, I guess, the Dragon Crest Shield, though it's not really going to help us. And then you need to be light enough to be under the 25% range, because I want to make us as fast as possible so we can make the run. So I'm going to grab the item, and then we're going to make a run for it. You're pretty much guaranteed to get hit by his attack. And it'll pretty much do the same amount of damage regardless of whether you block it or not. So just run, 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 run. Back to the fog door. So what's going to happen is this boss is going to basically come across an area that he can't traverse, and he's going to kind of climb along the side of this wall here, and he's going to have one hand out, basically sitting on top of here, and if we hit his hand enough times, he will fall to his death. So, there it is. Hit his hand until it begins to shake, and he's dead. Kind of the cheesy way to do it, but I prefer cheese. Anyway, that's going to make the area below over there traversable. For now, we're going to go ahead and head back. Let's see. Ornstein. So by far the easiest way to kill him. Okay, so since I forgot it, let me go ahead and grab it. Again, it doesn't make a huge load of difference for that fight, but it's nice to have. Alright, so we're now going to head into that area. You can see a bunch of enemies there. Those are Taurus demons. These ones, by the way, do not respawn. However, the ones in the next area do. So I'm going to switch out to my standard arrows. They still hit like a truck, but they also die pretty quickly too. So I'm going to basically nail them with an arrow apiece and get them to come to me one at a time. They do have a chance, by the way, to drop the axe that they have. There are some, however, that respawn a little bit later, so don't worry too much if you don't get it now. And just like before, they get stunned after a couple of hits. Okie dokie, so we got a couple of items we're going to grab. What I'm going to recommend is that now that we've got the gold helmed gear, or gold hemmed gear, sorry, you can equip those. You can also equip the dark wood grain ring. So what this does is it allows you to basically do cartwheels, and you're going to end up doing a lot less, taking a lot less damage in lava than you otherwise would. Now, later, whenever we fight the centipede demon, that's going to allow us to get a ring that allows us to actually traverse lava, but I don't like having to come back here, so I usually like to get the ring early. In order to get the ring, you have to kill the two members of the Forest Hunters Covenant, Shiva and his lackey. So once you kill the two of them, his lackey will actually drop the ring. Otherwise, though, we're going to go ahead and cartwheel through here. Again, that can be kind of a weird one to get up because, again, the positioning. Anyway, go ahead and just move through there. And then we're going to get the other item that's over here. Since this one's in the middle of the lava, by the way, you are definitely more likely to get killed with this, but as long as you're quick about it, you should be fine. And I was not quick about it. Nope. Just trying to drink. I went too far. I should not have kept going. But hey, we got the item. So again, if you just want to wait this one out, we don't really need the items, but I almost always get them early. And for the sake of the walkthrough, I think I'm just going to homeward bone back after I get my souls. Because we need to become human anyway for an invasion. Okie dokie. We'll go ahead and homeward bone back. And grab a level while we're at it. A couple of soul items too. That might not be enough for a level though. It's gonna be close though. Yeah, about 2,000 short. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and swap back into our Ornstein gear. We're also going to swap our ring. And then we're going to reverse hollowing. So this will be good for both getting the invasion. In addition, we're going to have another opportunity to get Solaire for another boss. Though we're actually, I think, going to start the boss in the next episode. So you see that there's a Capra demon over there. They are now normal enemies, by the way. They still hit like a truck, particularly their jumping attack, which they seem to like to do a lot more than the other one, the originals do. The rest of their attacks aren't that bad though, and they die in just 2 or 3 hits. Because again, we're just doing so much damage now. Anyway, they got a chance to drop their weapon too, the machete. So on this kind of path here, we're going to get invaded right before we hit the rest of these Capra demons up ahead. So we'll get the notice here in a moment. There we go. So this is Kirk again. He invaded us originally in the depths area. And he's just as weak as he was last time. So we got his Estus flasks. And we also got some more humanity. So you hear that rumbling. That's because we have one of these things to deal with. So this is kind of an irritating enemy, and what I recommend doing is we're going to hit him with a poison arrow. A couple anyway. That way we can get him to die before we head down there. These things, by the way, do not... Oh, you'd actually hit him with a poison arrow. These things, by the way, do not respawn once they die. At least this one doesn't. Alright, so by the time we get down there, he should be dead. So if you're worried about it, you can hit these guys with 1 arrow apiece to get them to come to you. Again, at this level, 1 jump attack is all it needs from them, or for them. Alrighty. So now we're going to go ahead and head down, kill this thing. A soul item right here. And then head around here. This has, I think, a green Titanite shard. Yeah. And by the time we reach here, you should see that that enemy is dead, and we now have access to another bonfire. Alrighty, so we are sitting at 35 minutes, so we're going to, I think, wrap it here. So in the next episode, we are going to be progressing down to that fog door over there. We basically have two bosses in short order at this point. So look forward to that. We're also going to complete kind of the items that are in this area too before we head down there. We're also going to access the Solaire shortcut to try to save him as well. So look forward to that. Until then, though, thank you everybody for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.